Are the chakras traps or are the chakras tools? Part 3 of our Christian Whistleblower, NCK Jeffrey Daugherty Show. Exposition, explanation, investigation of the chakras. Folks, with this new information, you've seen the first 2 shows. With this new information, it's looking more and more as if the chakras are creations of the Lord, not intended to do us any good at all. As is an increasing number of my shows, this one is being brought to you by a question I received on the channel, and it says, it's from Trey, T-R-E, and he says, do you feel any similarity between chakras and the opening 7 seals in the book of Revelation? Enjoy the show. Thank you, Jeff. I said, wow, good questions. And then The Way says, Trey, exactly, 7 chakras, 7 seals. And as soon as I saw that, it just resonated in my spirit that, yes, there's something to it. So let's take a look at this. And it's really rather itchy, like my ear. No, it's really rather striking. What we discover here as we go through this. And again, just by way of review, these are the 7 chakras. Your crown chakra having to do with spirituality, third eye with awareness, throat with communication, heart with love, solar plexus with wisdom and power, sacral with sexuality and creativity, root with basic trust issues. So let's take a look at this. And one thing I noticed right off the jump that neither of the 2 folks that sent this in said anything about, but the actual picture here of the chakra woman reminded me of the woman attacked by the great red dragon in the book of Revelation. Now, of course, this is rather arbitrary. You don't always get a woman, but interesting. And again, no coincidence. I do believe in synchronicity, so interesting stuff. But let's look at the 7 seals of the book of Revelation in chapter 6 and 8. That's right, they skipped chapter 7. Oh! Dudes. Dudettes, those of you that are into this stuff, you see the significance of that. You have 6 seals talked about in chapter 6. Oh, really? 6. Then you skip chapter 7 and you go to 8. Wow, that is really interesting stuff. It gets better as we go along. So let's take a look in Revelation chapter 6 and look at these seals and relate them to what's going on with our chakras. The first seal, I saw a rider on a white horse. And I saw the Lamb open one of the seals. I saw, as it was a noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, come and see. And behold, a white horse. And he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. He went forth conquering and to conquer. Let's just see real quick what that white means, if it actually means white. Do you mind if we take a quick little look? And I saw a horse. Where's the white? Oh. Next verse. And I saw a white horse, Lukos. It does mean white. White, bright, brilliant. Okay, not necessarily white, but white, bright, brilliant. But the interesting thing here is that this horse, not so much what he looks like, but what's he doing? He's going forth to conquer and conquering and to conquer. He's going forth to take control. He's going forth to put down. He's going forth to overcome. So if we're talking about our first chakra, our crown chakra, which is spirituality, that first horse is going out with a bow drawn. Right? He's trying to shoot us down. And even though it's a Pauline scripture, they do drop in Easter eggs, the fiery darts of the enemy. So the Lord is going out to conquer. And I think he's using this crown chakra as a way to conquer our spirituality. So the first seal, conquering our spirituality. The second seal, what happened on the second seal is that there was a horse that went out and power was given to him to take away peace. To take away peace, to take away peace, to take away peace. That there should be killing. And there was given to him a great sword. And the second chakra is supposed to be about awareness. You can't grow in your awareness if you don't have any peace. You can't grow in your awareness if you don't have any, if all you're having is fight. You can't grow in your awareness if you're afraid and worried about those people coming along with swords. So there's peace, there's killing, there's a sword. It's the exact opposite, and I'm trying to calm down so I don't yell because I know it's too loud on this thing when I yell. But I'm excited because this is great stuff. Thank you, Trey and The Way. Was it The Way? Trey and The Way, yep. So, conquering your spirituality, taking away peace so you can't have any awareness. And then the third, communication, is the third chakra. And what happens in the third seal? A famine. A famine. A famine. A famine. Okay, Jeff, it's communication. How are you going to deal with a famine and communication? Well, do you remember a little verse called Amos 8:11? And it says, I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread or a thirst for water, but of hearing the words. And I know it's the Lord here, but there's no way that the Lord is going to say, hey, I'm going to send a famine of my own word. No, it's the rat bastard sending a famine of the true words of the Christ, the true words of the Christ and of the inexpressible ones. So you've got what's supposed to be the place of communication and communicating the good word, communicating the words of the Christ to the living and to those no longer living that are stuck because they received bad communication when they were still on this earth in physical form. I've got videos on it all. So famine for communication. It even says that it's a famine of communication. Conquering spirituality, taking away peace, is naturally going to lead to a famine of communication. A famine of true spiritual communication. Do you see that? Conquering spirituality, taking away peace, leads to a famine of true spiritual communication. And if you're out there trying to make a buck, if you're out there trying to stay ahead of the rat race, there's going to be a famine in your soul and in your spirit because you spend all of your time trying to conquer this rat race and trying to keep going and going and going. You don't have any peace. There's going to be famine, and what's that going to lead to? It's going to lead to death, spiritual death, spiritual failure. And that's exactly what it says in Revelation chapter 6, death and hell. And let me tell you something, folks. When your dreams die, this world is a hell. We're just going to go ahead and put hell right in there with it because it is death and hell. When your dreams die, this world is hell. When there's no love, when your love dies, it's hell. When your healing dies, it's hell. When your health dies, it's hell. When your heart is dead, it's hell. And it's a natural occurrence of conquering true spirituality, taking away peace so there's no awareness, which creates a famine of communication of the words of the Christ, which leads to death of love, because God is love, the Christ is love. If you can't communicate this, it dies. And what is the heart? Boom! It's the place where the spark of divinity is in you and in me. Whoops. And it's dying. And they convince you it's dead because it's full of original sin. Oh, don't you see it? Boom! I love it when a plan comes together. Where's my cigar? And then the fifth seal is opened, and there's martyrs. Who are martyrs? Martyrs are people that are doing the work of the Christ. And someone just sent me something today about Fox's book of martyrs about people who were talking about the Christ. I have to look into that. But martyrs are people that are trying to spread the real word of the Christ, People that are trying to do what he's trying to stop them from doing here, and they get killed. Conquering our spirituality, taking away our peace, leads to a famine of the good words of the Christ, which leads to death of love, death of healing, death of heart, and those that try to stand up and say something are then come against by all these trolls and these petty individuals, and who knows what comes next. But it's a killing and a death of wisdom. It's a killing and a death of power, spiritual power, love power, communication, awareness, spirituality. And then what happens next in the sixth chakra, the sacral chakra, the chakra of sexuality and creativity? What do we have? We have terror. Terror. All kinds of horrible things. Wrath. Help us. This whole thing's falling apart. And if that doesn't describe what's going on in the realms of sexuality and in the realms of creativity, look at what is considered and passed for art today in many cases on this earth. It's a terror of creativity. Look at the horrible things that are going on in the realms of sexuality. It's terror. And then finally, they skip the whole 7th chapter and go to the 8th chapter. And there's not really much said about it, but in the 8th chapter, it just shows. See, we're in 6, and we've just finished the 6th seal. And then we go over here to chapter 7. There's nothing there about the seals. They skip 7, and then they go to 8. And then when the 7th seal opened, there was silence in heaven. And then there's a fire. So, how interesting is it that there's silence where there should be trust? There's no word coming through. Because the woes giving you the good words have been killed by terror. And the endemic love and healing has been killed by death, and we're living in a hell. We've all starved spiritually because of famine. There's no peace, so we can't have any awareness. And remember what the Christ said, "My peace I leave with you." Not peace as the world gives, but peace that passes all understanding. The second seal takes away that peace, that awareness that passes understanding. And it's all about conquering our spirituality. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Do you see a connection between the chakras and the opening of the 7 seals? The real question is, do you see a connection between the chakras and the opening of the 7 seals of Revelation? There's none so blind as they that will not see, and let those have eyes to see, hear what the Spirit is saying to the church, the redeemed. And it also says, let the redeemed of the Lord say so. I'm saying so. Here we go. You're not going to hear this anywhere else. Help me, sponsor me, post this to social media. The woman attacked by the great red dragon. Our chakras made by the Lord, accessed by the Lord, and it looks like it's a 7-fold strategy to stop us, at least in my current prevailing opinion. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. This is what it looks like to guide your own spirit. This is what it looks like to master your own ascension. This is what it looks like to be your own guru. Unwind your mind. Unindoctrinate yourself. And let's get back to the place where we can be excellent to one another.